Guys, for the next 15 minutes, give or take, I want to sit and talk to you guys about business ownership. Quick show of hands in the room, who owns their own small business here? Yeah. If you don't own the business, are you your own contractor? Are you an independent contractor? I saw pretty much everybody's hand go up here in the last 20 seconds. That's a great thing. How many of you consider yourselves to be business owners and look at the numbers? All right, that's good. It's good to know. I'm going to go through some statistics with you guys this morning. It's a little bit of shock and awe. I'm going to scare you a little bit, and then I'm going to get you and talk you back off the ledge, and then tell you guys how we can make things work out for you, okay? So let's get into some numbers. RBC did an insurance survey recently and said the number of Canadians off work due to injury and illness is on the rise. We know that 50% of surveyed Canadians would have taken time off when they felt they couldn't afford it. Quick show of hands, guys, in the room. If you were off work now for an injury, for an illness, if you were, would something be in place to help you pay your bills? Think about that one for a minute. 50% of working Canadians have no income replacement insurance. Now we know that 67% of Canadians will face extreme financial hardship if off for 3 months. Again, like I said, I'm going to scare you for a little bit before I talk you back off the ledge. We know that 56% of surveyed people that were off on disability went back early due to financial hardship. It's a fact of the matter. Many of you in here are the sole business owner and the person bringing in all the money. You may have some employees that work for you, but at the end of the day, if you're not there to bring in the business, maybe train people or do whatever is related to your business, there's going to be some problems, because the money won't come in the door. I learned this getting into business 18 years ago. The first 6 months on the job, I'm like, wow, this is great, I'm self-employed, I'm on my own. Wait a minute, I'm not making any money. Oh, that's right, I got to go out and work and do it so that I can bring money in the door to pay the bills. And sometimes we lose sight of that. We look at this, 1 in 5 Canadians with debt will need to liquidate their assets in 2019. What does that mean? It means any savings they have like RSPs or investments of some kind, or if they have a house and they've got leverage against it, they're going to have to pay off debts. Whether it's to bring them down, manage the monthly payment, whatever the case is, they're going to have to take money out of savings to pay the debt. 62% of Canadians with debt expect to take on more debt in 2019. So the situation isn't getting better, it's getting a little bit worse. And we look at this, for people that are under the age of 55, 67% are going to do that. 55 and older, the percentage drops slightly. For every dollar of disposable household income, we owe $1.79 in credit market debt. Does that scare anybody in this room? Yeah, we should be a little worried. That's not good. The form of new debt that people are taking on, credit card is 23%, line of credit, there's vehicles in there, and mortgage. If you look at the first half there, 38% of it is consumer debt, if you want to call it. Unsecured debt, lines of credit, that sort of thing. And that's the worst kind of debt in some respects to take on. Now sometimes it's necessary. We need to invest in our facilities. We need to invest in bringing on people and paying their salaries and things like that. So sometimes we've got to take on some debt. That's okay. But it's just a fact of what's going on. That's the kind of fear that we have. You're just stunned when you stop and think about the numbers and really what's there, what we have to protect against. We have the Innovation, Science and Economic Development Canada, ISED. Oh, it's a mouthful at this time of morning. They follow the borrowing activities of Canadian small businesses just to see where everybody's at. Why are they borrowing? How much are they borrowing? The last survey they did in 2017, they saw the credit conditions were good, so small businesses that were applying for funding, generally speaking, got the money they were looking for more often than not. In 2016, 26% of small businesses requested debt financing, so consumer debt, if you want to call it that. So that kind of thing we apply for, maybe additional credit cards, lines of credit, that sort of thing. Small businesses that requested financing in 2016 intended to use it to support day-to-day working and operational capital expenditures. So long story short, if you're running a small business, you're borrowing money to pay the monthly bills, to pay the salaries and things of that sort. So what it means is you have obligations. If something happens to you as a business owner, or something happens to you as that independent contractor, you have ongoing bills. So let's get it down to the 3 questions, what they are. I already let you in on the first one. We all think in this room this way, don't we? How many of you? Come on, we can be honest here. I talked to PK. Everybody in this room thinks this. This is nothing's going to happen to me. Superman, Superwoman, it doesn't matter. But we all know there's kryptonite out there, right? There has to be. It's a pulled hamstring. It's a bad back. It's a bum knee. anything stupid like that, something so small that might prevent you from training your clients or even doing things for yourself directly. We know that this can happen. Statistically, it does happen. Okay, so question number one. If you're unable to go to work due to an injury or serious illness and miss a paycheck, maybe even more than one paycheck, will I be able to pay my bills? And think about that. It means whatever bill. It could be mortgage, your car, the rent on your facility, keep the lights on, property taxes, I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff you might have to pay for. Question two. Am I currently saving money that is specifically earmarked for retirement? Right? We're all working here. We're working to some goal, and that is eventually to not have to work. So are we saving money for that directly? Whether it's into an RSP, it's into just a regular savings account, I don't care what. But are you saving something that you look at it and go, that's for retirement? I need that in 20, 30, 40 years, whatever the time frame is. Last question. If I'm stricken with a serious illness, such as cancer, heart attack, or stroke, do I have cash in reserve to cover my monthly expenses for 9 months? Now, why am I specifically saying that? Well, I'll answer it later on, but I'll give you a little bit now. 9 months, generally speaking, is the average time it takes somebody to recover from something like this. I only mentioned heart attack, stroke, and cancer because it happen to be three of the main reasons, conditions that people will have. It's called critical illness. There are 23 other types of things that can happen to you: a coma, Alzheimer's disease, loss of independent existence. And what that means is you can get injured and not be able to feed yourself, bathe yourself, take care of yourself in general. So think about that, what that could mean. That could be a car accident. Knock on wood, hopefully that doesn't happen to anybody, but it could be something like that. And if you're off, for whatever reason, generally speaking, it takes about 9 months to recover. So you have to ask yourself, do you have 9 months worth of income? And if we look at the information statistically, people don't even have 3 months of income. Sometimes they don't even have 3 weeks of income. So I'm asking all of you guys to think about the answers to those questions. Because you know what, we're going to dive into this a little bit deeper a little later on today. I want you guys to think about it in your heads first, as you make out. If you answer no to any or all of these questions, that's one of you. That's it. Those are all trouble. But I don't want you to fear, okay, because today is your lucky day. We've got another presentation coming up a little bit later on. It will let you get out of jail free. All right, you won't have to worry about things. I can offer you guys some ideas. I'm not here to pitch specific products to you guys. My job here today is to give you some ideas, tell which way to lead you, what types of things you need to look at that will make you a balanced financial plan to be successful not only on the side of business that you enjoy, but also looking at the numbers and making sure that what you're doing is successful and leading to something down the road. So I'm hoping that many of you, I know there's a lot of great speakers today, I'm hoping that later on this afternoon, I'm speaking about 2:40 in the afternoon, and it's going to be upstairs, I guess, room 204. I would love for many of you guys to come out and sit. We're going to talk for 50 minutes. We're going to dig deep into some numbers, some statistics, some ideas. And when you leave that presentation, you will definitely have an idea of what you need to put together if you haven't yet. Now, when we have a break in the action, guys, I will encourage you, come back there. On the table, I forgot all his marketing stuff at home, other than his folders with everything in it. So I have no booth pop-up or anything like that. But I am back there in the corner. I have folders for you guys to take away. It has a little bit of marketing material. We'll tell you about me, give you a little idea about the industry itself, and the things that you need to consider when looking to balance out your planning. That's my contact information. If you guys want to touch base with me at all, take that down. I've got business cards for you for that. As far as that goes, thank you very much for the time this morning. I hope to see many of you later on this afternoon. Guys, back to you for the next speaker. So what's the real deal if we look at some of the stats? Now this is from RBC Insurance. They broke it down for us here. We look that mental disorders account for 31% of all disabilities. Now we can look here at how they break it down specifically. Depressive disorders, substance abuse, Alzheimer's disease, and other dementia. That's almost 1/3 of all disability claims. We have things like accidental injury, that sort of stuff. So where people presume that they're going to become disabled at a workplace injury, it's not necessarily the case. So let's look at that a little bit further. The second question we talked about, are we saving money that's specifically earmarked for retirement? Ipsos Reid poll from February 2015 found that only 48% of Canadians are saving for retirement.
Now, I'm not going to ask you guys about specific dollar amounts, but quick show of hands. Who's putting away money right now that is specifically earmarked for retirement? Yes. Are we doing RSPs? Yes. Are we doing savings into a TFSA? Very good. Are we doing savings as business owners in the room? Are you saving into individual pension plans? 3 for a loop. How about if I told you there's a savings vehicle where you can create your own guaranteed pension for the rest of your life, and when you put money in, it's a tax write-off against your business? Hands up, who likes that idea? Yeah, that's right. Saving taxes saves you money. That's what we're talking about here. People that are saving, we're looking at ages 35 to 54, 56% of the people are saving. Under the age of 35, though, it's only 37% of people that are putting money away for retirement. So those numbers, for the older people, is not too bad, but for the younger people, we've got to get things going. 41% of working Canadians are not sure when they will retire, given their current job situation. They don't know where it's going to go. They might be putting money away, they might not be. They're not exactly sure how much they need to be saving, because you know what? There's not anybody there to give them direction. And that's what financial planners are supposed to be doing. Many of us in our business are dropping the ball. Our service to you is not to the level that it needs to be. We need to be able to sit in front of our clients, do a proper needs analysis for all of you, and let you know, based on your goals, your desires, your best situation, we need to know what that is so we can build a proper plan for you. To come back to the table and say, you need to do A, B, and C to hit your retirement goals. But we're not doing that enough as an industry. So we have to be better for you. 76% of people wish they had started saving earlier. Well, of course, hindsight's always 20/20. You get to 55 and 60 years old and you haven't put enough money away, you're like, crap, I really should have started when I was 25. So that's why a lot of you putting up your hands in the audience today, that's a good thing. It means you're saving earlier. Shortage of retirement funds is not necessarily because people procrastinated. They hit a hiccup or two along the way. They're putting money away, they're on track, and then they get hurt at work, can't work for a few months. They get an illness. Cancer, for example. Cancer hits people at all ages. What if that puts you out of commission for the better part of a year, and you're not earning money? That will derail your retirement plans that you have no idea. So it's not because people were lazy or just not thinking, they couldn't forecast that injury or that illness that popped up. And that is what took away from their retirement plan. So again, we'll talk a little bit further about what we can do to help mitigate those issues. Third question, what if I contract a serious illness like cancer, heart attack, stroke? What if I couldn't pay my bills for 9 months? So I'll float that question out to you. You're all pretty good, it seems like, for about 4 to 6 weeks. What if you were off work and earning nothing for 9 months? Hands up, who'd be okay? Hey, all right. We definitely need to talk on the money side. That's great. We got some issues. We got some good things we can do. But I'm not surprised to see a few hands go down. Because you know what? It's one thing to be protected for 2 or 3 months. Totally understandable. That's what you should be looking at. But when I'm asking you to replace your money for 9 months, that means something crazy happened. It means you really got hurt or sick and you were not able to work and earn a penny. And that's what we're talking about today. That's what we need to protect and make sure you have that in place so you can work your business free of any worry. Let me worry about stuff on the money side. You guys take care of taking care of your clients.